Good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege and an honor to be here with a distinguished speaker in this prestigious forum, so thank you so much, for this opportunity. So what we have done is I've put together a slide pack which first tells you what Wipro is all about and what has been our story in the Philippines and what are our plans for the future. Moving on. So we are from ground range of $7.7 billion or $8 billion in revenue on an annual basis. We have over 1,200 active customers, an employee base of almost 170,000, and we are present in 65 countries or 120 cities across the globe. We are also at times known in Philippines as Wipro. That's how some of our colleagues pronounce Wipro. Any guesses on what Wipro is all about before I move on to the next slide? Anybody in the audience who can tell what Wipro does? Any guesses? Why just guessing? What else we do? Okay. So I'll leave it at that. So we started, we got incorporated in 1945. Wipro at that point of time was called Western India Vegetable Products Limited. So we started our origin 75 years back, 72 years back. We were selling vegetable oil, making baby products, selling soaps, later perfumes. We today make baby diapers. And we also make earth movers. So that's the range of products that we have now got into. So 1945 we started with, as I said, the vegetable products. Then we made, somewhere in the 80s we got into the IT products business. Between 80s and 90s, our chairman decided that we want to diversify, just not focus on IT, consumer goods will also contribute. We ventured into something called G Medical Systems. So today in most of Southeast Asia, and in India, most of the diagnostic machines are Wipro and G Medical Systems. And I had a fortune of looking at one of those machines in Cebu, so it still uses Wipro G Medical Systems as far as the diagnostics is concerned. Somewhere around 90s, we ventured into hydraulic pumps. Today we are one of the biggest manufacturers, in fact, the biggest manufacturer of hydraulic pumps across the globe. Late 90s, as I said, we got into core of R&D and IT services. And finally, we got listed on NASDAQ, on New York Stock Exchange in 2000. But being an IT services company came with its own challenges because we were approaching customers and saying that, you know what, we can do application development, we can do networks for you, we can do CRMs for you. But the customers were also asking for, can you do customer service for us? And then around 2002, 2003, we went out and we acquired or bought over a video company in India. It's called Spectrum. So that was one of the biggest acquisitions in the early 2000s. We set foot in Philippines around 2007, 8. I'll talk about it later. What is most significant is that somewhere around 2014, 15, we realized the market is changing. Just being an IT integrated services company is not enough. The customers are just not looking for cost arbitrage. Customers are also looking at how we can transform their business. Okay? So some of you who may be shopping online, I think ladies do, we have said it for men, whether it's worded, retail customer out here in the Philippines or an A-worded retail giant in America. What is most important is the experience, the design. Some of the mobile phones that you guys are using, the apps that run behind them, is developed by Wipro today. And we realize just providing application development and sending engineers out there is not enough. We need to have the capability to design those applications which have that kind of great user experience. So Wipro in 2015 and 16, we redesigned our Wipro digital strategy. We did some acquisitions. There's a company that we bought over, designed it, and I'll talk about it later. 2016-17 is also the time when we realized that we are primarily into a transformation business, not just focus on sole programming and application development. So we realized that we need to change our business, we need to bring in a different logo. So we launched our new brand. If any one of you get an opportunity to just do a Google search and write Wipro logo, you'll realize that last year we changed our logo. It was more like a sunflower oil kind of thing, sunflower and more rainbow color. We moved into a more digital format of logo which shows our aspirations of getting into a more digital age, transform services, being part of a bipolar world, making sure that we have that presence well. So, as I said, that in the last 3-4 years, our business model is changing. Design It is nothing but the strategic arm of Wipro's digital strategy. This is an acquisition that we did in 2015. Wipro is again one of the companies which is into design and digital. What they do is primarily provide the user experience. So when you shop on, say, Amazon, you shop on some of the big retail giants, you realize the cognitive technology that's running behind some of these platforms is something that Wipro is using today. So Cooper is again one of those big acquisitions. Apperio is a company that we acquired in 2016. They're primarily into cloud services business. This is again from the niche companies that we acquired. Cogcoder is our crowdsourcing platform. Again, more of, it's a great platform for data scientists and programmers when it comes to doing the multiple, programming platforms. Wipro Homes is something that we ventured. This is Wipro's own artificial intelligence platform. What it does is it provides for cognitive robotics, it provides for RPA, it provides for chatbots, virtual agents, digital agents. So this is Wipro's own platform, and I'll talk about this when we move on to the successful slides and why it is important. Because today in the BPO industry in Philippines, there's a lot of panic about digital. So anybody who's out here from BPO will understand that we are seeing the scoring of Philippine cities like Manila and Cebu dropping off the someone's list because there's a big risk when it comes to digital transformation that a lot of IT companies are doing. And I'll explain where Wipro fits into those scheme of things. We have also been, winner of various prestigious awards. Something that I'll talk about is Wipro is successively rated most ethical company in the world in the IT and the BPO services. Our reputation when it comes to ethics and business compliance is that we are known for leaving deals on the table. If we think there is some compliance issue or some ethical dilemma that we have, if there are kickbacks involved, if there are lobbying involved, we leave that deal. So I think we have been very transparent when it comes to our business ethics. Similarly, we have been rated as best IoT solution partner, technically anything from your iWatches to products that you use, as part of cognitive technology. So these are some key awards. We have been rated as, winner across the digital marketing platform, leader in customer service, BPM services, accounting and outsourcing, and most important, Gartner has rated as among the top in the magic quadrant when it comes to CRM and customer experience. We are also rated as a major player when it comes to business analytics. This is something that the market is catching up pretty fast, and I think that's something that we're pretty much proud of. So what are our values? I think we thought it's important that we are able to connect. The value system in Wipro is more or less like a constitution. It's a preamble that you can't amend. Okay, so we relaunched our Spirit of Wipro values last year. These four are be passionate about client success. So we hear a lot about customer satisfaction, customer delight. I think the approach here is more focused on client success. We have seen likes of Kodak and BlackBerry disappear simply because vendors never told what needed to be done, what strategic changes need to be done. So when we partner with our customers, we are not just a vendor, we are a partner. We tell them what is required to change your business strategy, what is required to change your application, what is required to change your customer experience, user experience. So we ensure that we have a skin in the game to make our customers successful. So I think this is a very important part of our strategy and pretty much value system. Treat each person with respect. It's absolute hygiene. I think there is no second thoughts about it. Be global and responsible. It shows our humble beginning. It also shows the fact that we started from India, but today we are spread across 120 cities. We have been adapting and making sure that we adapt to the local culture, ethics, work style, and making sure that Wipro is a global company and not just limited to a specific location. Unyielding integrity in everything we do. Not many companies call out certain kind of values, but it's very, I'll say intense and core to our value system because, as you mentioned, that we leave deals on the table if we think that there is an ethical dilemma. So the most powerful in the company and to the junior most agent, we make sure that, if there is an ethical dilemma, there is no compliance, we ask people to do. So I think we are very, very stringent on some of these value systems that we have. Every year, we celebrate these values. Okay? The way we celebrate these values is through what we call Spirit of Wipro Run, which is nothing but these four values that we saw on the last slide, we celebrated by a global run. So for the last 10 years, across 70 plus countries, 120 cities. Every year between September and October, we make it a point that what Wiproites, right from Japan to the West Coast, these cities and countries, they participate in this event. It's an annual event, and it happens in Cebu as well. In fact, last year when we had this Wipro run in Cebu, we almost had 8,000 participants running on the streets of Cebu. I can tell you it was a logistical nightmare to have 8,000 folks on Cebu and extending the spirit of Wipro and promoting the spirit of Wipro. The beauty of this initiative is that Wipro employees and their family members contribute a portion of their salary towards a fund called Wipro Cares. Now, what is Wipro Cares? Wipro Cares is a not-for-profit trust within Wipro, whereby whatever contribution comes from employees' payrolls and from their salary deductions is matched by Wipro in the same amount. So, if let's suppose, in Cebu and Philippines, we contribute, say, ₱1 million amongst the employees. Wipro will match up with another ₱1 million, and that fund is then utilized for some of the community initiatives that we are involved in. So, a significant one being, Remuneration Box. It's about providing school supplies to children from underprivileged societies. Resources for the blind. This is an association that we have for the last 3-4 years. We provide for equipment for the visually impaired children and adults. These expensive equipment are really expensive. Project Sulu, this is where we partnered with the President's Office and Federation of Indian Chamber and Commerce and Industries. It's an association based out of the Philippines, where we donated 3 houses in a remote area of Sulu. This is for the ultra-poor, underprivileged folks. So these are full-fledged houses, for rehabilitation of the people out there. Project Avit is again something that's very close to my heart. It's been running for the last 4 years since the time of Typhoon Yolanda. So we adapted an elementary school in Kavit. We built their classes, we built their libraries, we provide for computers, we provide for school supplies, and we also do sports fest year on year. So this is a very strong demonstration of how we utilize our funds when it comes to some of the CSR activities that we have out there. Okay, why Philippines? So I think I agree with Gary. He kind of covered everything that you can think of when it comes to why Philippines. I think great talent pool, great English-speaking population. While technically India is the world's second biggest English-speaking population, but India, we have a bit of what we call mother tongue influence, so which can be a detractor at times when you're talking to a US or European customers. But by and large, I think, let the truth be told, the fact that culturally, Philippines is very much aligned with North American geography, religion, political, legal system, it gives you inherent advantage when it comes to the outsourcing business. And that was a key factor when we decided whether you want to go to the Philippines or whether you want to stick to India and other geos. So we took that plunge, and I would say that when we took this plunge, it's been now 10 years. So as we enter the 10th year of our setup in Cebu, I think I can proudly say that was the right decision. Unlike our competition, who said that let's go to Manila NCR, like in 2007 and 8, we decided against following that trend, and we said, okay, even in 2007 and 8, we thought Manila was too congested. Okay, so you can well imagine what Manila is like today, but those who are from Manila, I think they know the sentiments very well. So we decided that we'd go to Cebu, and that time Cebu offered us great infrastructure, not too much of competition, I must say. International connectivity, because for our customer it was very important that the airlines like Cathay, Singapore Airlines, and Qatar Airways used to fly out here, so that makes a much more convincing argument that it's not a tier 3 city as it is perceived at times. So we said that we looked at the talent pool, we looked at the infrastructure, we looked at the infrastructure, and we decided that we need to go to Cebu. So far, I think it has been the right decision. We have more than 5,500 employees, 3 delivery centers. We have very complex pool of resources that we do anything from customer service, technical help desk. We have outside professionals. So if Veritas wants to outsource some of the work, I think we'll be more than happy to do it for you. We are always looking for customers, I think. so let the truth be told. So highly localized workforce and engagement portfolio where we support 30 plus global customers. Out of this 30 plus global customers, at least 25 are Fortune 500 customers. So nowadays, anything that you use on the internet, your social media platforms, the videos that we watch, we support. Okay, I can give out the customer names, but that's the fact, that's the kind of portfolio we have now out here. This is Cebu. For us, as I said, like Richard rightly mentioned, that all my peers are based out of Manila. But we opted and we made that Cebu should be the strategic delivery center for us and not Manila NCR. So we have two facilities across the two locations that we have in Cebu. We are pretty much aligned with IBPAP's roadmap for 2022, which talks about provincial growth and not just prosperity getting saturated in Manila NCR. We have we support verticals like life sciences, telecom, payers and provider, travel editors. In fact, in life sciences, which is primarily pharma and medical devices, I can proudly say that we have more nurses in Wipro than any hospital in Cebu. So there was a time when we were hiring nurses and we were hiring very aggressively. That Cebu docs stopped entertaining us because we had hired nurses from there. So I think, but you have to give options, you have to give choices to people, right? So there are better opportunities. So Cebu is a very successful story for us, and I think this is something that we are pretty much proud of. Manila we set up in 2000. This center is more of a BCP setup. We have some 1,000 employees working out of there. We do not focus too much on the voice business out there. What we do is more of application development, digital application services out of Manila, a bit of technical help. So we decided our bets. We said, if it is more of a voice kind of business, we'll get it. A more domain specific business, we'll get to Cebu. Some bit of more technical work we kept in Manila, and that's how we have been kind of playing, by the strength. This is part of some of our industry initiatives. So we have been very actively working with the Department of Trade and Industries. Wipro was amongst the few IT companies who were invited during the President's birthday visit to India in January. There you see DTI's Under Secretary Nora Torero. She was at our Wipro campus in India. It was different, a very different experience because we did traditional candle lighting ceremony, planting of tree, followed by a presentation that we did about our presence, our capabilities to the community. It was followed by a roundtable discussion with business leaders of Indian IT, pharma, and infrastructure companies, including GMR, which is right now making the new governor for NCI. The key thing there was that we committed on the growth. I think the president was very keen to know what is the commitment these companies are doing for growth and employment generation opportunities in provincial areas. We committed 10% growth, and I'll talk about it, what is the kind of growth that we are going to deliver for the provincial regions right now. But very promising visit. I think the fact that we as a company, we understand what is required to get Philippines to the premier developed economy, to the fact what are the aspirations of Filipino people. And the common thing that tie the two countries together is democracy, it's people-friendly policies, right environment to invest and to grow the economies. I think all that was discussed, and we had discussed things around visa requirements, visa policy changes, some of the other investment that we requested the government of the Philippines to consider. I think they are being very seriously considered at this point in time. So pretty engaging meeting. So I think to just sum up, I'd say from Wipro's standpoint, how we look at things, we may be a big company, but I think we are very keen that we provide value to the economy and the business and the communities that we are associated with. So first thing I'd say, we commit to stay invested. Recently, PESA published some numbers which said that the investments are down in real estate by almost 25 to 30%. As far as the economy is concerned, we are not seeing those challenges. I think our business model is very different. We aspire to be among the top 20 companies in IT BPO in Philippines in the next 2 years in terms of revenue numbers, and we are not too far. Okay, so and explain you why. Integrated services, I think our model is very different. Being an IT company, we just don't play on voice business. Our key here is that while we must support voice business, there's a limit to which you can exploit the voice capabilities. All our customers that we engage here in Philippines, they are integrated services customers. That basically means that they have an IT element and we also provide BPO services. So it's like a wedlock that's not easy to break. So far in the last 10 years, we have seen, without exaggeration, zero customer attrition. That means that we have done zero layoffs in the last 10 years. So that's the kind of model that we want to practice, and that is the time-tested model which we think that we will continue to provide out there. And this also talks about digital transformation. It basically means that while we may cut down on some kind of jobs, but we will also bring in new jobs which require higher skill sets to engage those jobs, and we train people accordingly. Next thing I think we are very serious about is the skill development. So today, our focus is not just, as I said, on the voice part. We are also focusing on a lot of new age technology. So today in Wipro, we are producing people who are black belts, who are analysts, who are data scientists. We have certification that support right from USRN, Philippines RN, to IDA certification, and a lot of technical courses that we do for our employees, just to make sure this voice challenge that we are seeing right now, which is right now taking away a lot of jobs across the Philippines because of the voice premium getting away through robotics and automation, is still there. So I think skill development is extremely important part of our strategy. We continue to invest in sustainability initiatives, which is nothing but whatever growth and success that we see in the geography. We will continue to invest one part of that profit in primary education, primary health, ecological issues, and rehabilitation of people, whether it's Marawi, whether it's Sulu. I think that's a commitment that we have at an organization level to ensure that we give it back to society. So that continues to be there. Provincial growth, and I think that's the critical one. So all that I can say is that when it comes to growth, our love affair with Philippines and Cebu continues, and it's just getting stronger. We see this as a strategic delivery center. All I can say in the next 8 to 9 months, we have an employee base of around 4,500 employees in Cebu. We plan to add 2,000 to 2,500 more jobs in the next 9 months. So that's going to be an exponential. I know I have friends for 30 years and Jailer have been kind of chasing us. Where are you putting your anchor? So it's a difficult one because 9 months and from a base of 4,400, suddenly you are catapulted in a 50% growth rate. It's a challenge, but it's a happy challenge because the way we look at it, 2,000 direct jobs means 10,000 people who are getting indirect employment. So it's a great sign for the shape of things to come. So I think that is the big one that which I thought we'll share with you, that we have very strong plans for Cebu. That's it from my side, and thank you so much.